Internet, I'm afraid you haven't heard from me in a while because I've been sick the past couple of weeks. Not anything dangerous, just enough that my voice sounded sad and I wasn't able to get anything recorded. So I thought, it's a rainy day today, why not talk about a few of my absolute favorite underrated cozy games. We've all heard about Stardew Valley, A+, and other popular cozy games that you always see in rundowns, so I thought, why not try to highlight something a little bit different, a little bit new, and something you might not have tried before. To me, cozy games are all about cute graphics, slower gameplay, and overall a real emphasis on creating an atmosphere and really engaging you in that way rather than on challenge. So, put on your kettle and join me while I talk about some of my absolute favorite underrated cozy games. Number 1 is Lofi Pingpong. I'd been eyeballing this game for a while, trying to decide if I would actually like it or if I just liked the idea of it, and I ended up being really glad that I played it. It's got gorgeous pixel art and beautiful relaxing music that syncs perfectly to your gameplay. It's a really meditative experience once you get into it, and really great for taking a break between games, or maybe a little bit before you go to bed if you're trying to unwind. However, it did take quite a while to click with me. I found myself stuck for a while with not quite getting the rhythm down, and always wanting to go too early, so I spent a long time only being able to hear like a couple seconds of the first song over and over again. So if you get stuck like I do, stick with it. Eventually when it clicks, it's really relaxing and really nice, and I was really glad that I picked it up. Number 2, Okami HD. Okami is a game that you can really argue is not a hidden gem at all. A lot of people really love this game, it's got a great reputation, and it's actually over 10 years old. This is a remaster of, I believe, a PS1 game that also had a fairly popular port on the Wii. The reason I'm calling it underrated is because I've never seen it on a cozy game listing, and I think that's a real shame. This is a game that's a lot more like Zelda, less like Breath of the Wild and more like one of the old school ones, like Wind Waker. You can see though, it is its own gorgeous thing. It's got this traditional style of brushwork drawing that I think just has aged so perfectly, and you do get to play as a beautiful wolf goddess, which I think just already makes it incredibly cozy. As you can see, she has flowers coming out behind her while she runs, which is just makes exploring this beautiful, like, Japanese world just extra lovely. This is an interesting game because it uses a mechanic where you use magical brushstrokes to interact with the world, and sometimes it gets a little bit tricky. There were some kind of cutscenes where then you had to quick draw something that I just could not make work a couple times, and I ended up getting stuck a bunch of times. Sometimes the combat doesn't click with me. You're supposed to use the brush strokes, but you can kind of just mash X. But despite these things, I think the story is beautiful, and the world is beautiful, and I love playing as a wolf and listening to the music. So if you are in the mood for kind of a more Zelda-like sweeping adventure cozy game, or if you really want to feel like Studio Ghibli Princess Mononoke vibes, then I would highly recommend you get this game. It is a game that you can often find on sale, so I would highly recommend you wait for that, but it's worth it full price too. It really is just absolutely beautiful and a complete classic. Number 3 is I Am Dead. I'm not sure why there's now a genre that's like cozy, sweet games about death, but I like it a lot. I am here for this new genre. I'm Dead is a really unique puzzle game. So the premise of the game is that you are a recently deceased director of a little local history museum on a cute little island that is also populated with bird and fish people, and you have recently been reunited with your beloved dead dog Sparky, already the cutest premise ever, the coziest and wholesomest, and then you are tasked with finding a new person to become the guardian of the island to prevent a volcano from erupting. To do this, you have to find certain totem objects. Vroom, vroom. You find these items by using your new ghost powers that allow you to see through objects and manipulate them through space, which leads to a bunch of really interesting puzzles. along with doing these puzzles to try to find these objects, which then trigger beautiful cutscenes and eventually you interacting with new ghosts, and are really quite lovely. You also get to collect little monsters called Grunkins, which is just fun. It's a fun world. Most of what's fun about it is its art style. I just think it is so cute. It's so detailed when you go through. You find out all kinds of things about this world, about this island, about the people who live there, through like its unique architecture and what the people are doing when you look at them, and it's really fun. It's really unique. I would highly recommend that you check this game out if you like puzzle games at all. I know that it's one that's kind of fun if you have a partner, and they can also be like, oh, turn it this way, look here, you know, because it's such a game that's more focused on really cute graphics and really interesting characters. So if you want to play with a partner, or if you just want to cuddle up with a cozy game, I'd highly recommend, with a cozy puzzle game, I highly recommend I Am Dead. The fourth game on our list of 5 is Koidx. This is probably the game I played the least, but I still feel pretty confident recommending it, mostly because it's just such a casual, relaxed experience. This is definitely the most casual, cozy game on the list. You solve a few light puzzles that I've run into, but mostly you just swim around as a beautiful koi fish in a pond and find other koi fish and then make them open lotus blossoms, which is just nice. It's got a soft, gentle piano score. I've noticed a lot of the games I picked on this list have just a really relaxing score. So the music is beautiful, the pond is sweet, and you can just sort of zone out and look at snails. Look at, sadly, koi fish, not snails. Simple, nice little experience that I really enjoyed. My final game on the list is Laylee and the Impossible Lair. Oh, if I have to pick a favorite of these 5, it is definitely Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This might be because it seems like it was made exactly for me. I love bats, I love lizards, I play ukulele, and I love the game that this is based on, and by the same creator of, which is Donkey Kong Country, the originals on Super Nintendo. If you guys haven't heard about Laylee and the Impossible Lair, it's a game by a bunch of the original developers behind Rareware. Rareware was responsible for some of my favorite games of the N64 and Super Nintendo, including, of course, Donkey Kong Country, as well as Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, and I don't know, I think I'm missing a couple. They really had a great run up until they were bought by Microsoft and were no longer allowed to make games for Nintendo systems. So their first game was based off more of a Banjo-Kazooie model and kind of mixed reviews, but Laylee and the Impossible Lair is based on Donkey Kong Country, and it is so good. The environments look great, the frame rate is beautiful, the character models are cute and detailed, and you can even, Yooka's little feet make different noises on different surfaces, so you can make it go plop, 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 plop across the screen if you're on like wood or something, which I don't know, I just love. I like that cuteness. To me, the difficulty was absolutely perfect. It was never too frustrating, but it was hard enough that it was a challenge. Like, it got me really engaged. It's also got the coolest overworld where you're able to find secrets and unlock new like areas and talk to characters, as well as the main gimmick of this game, which is that each little book is a level, and if you manipulate the book in the overworld, it actually gives you a different level. So while some developers would definitely use this as a way to do a lot less work, it's actually really, really creative and interesting, and I really like it. So it'll be like, oh, you can have an ice world, and then if you throw a fire apple at it, it is, you know, a water world, and that kind of stuff. And they're all really unique and creative, and finding the ways to open it is insanely fun, and I absolutely adore this game. I would highly recommend you check it out. It's one of my favorites. It is so cute. You unlock bees even. Like, it is seriously made for me. It's got a happy ukulele music background. All the colors are really bright and great, and it's such a perfect summer game. Like, if you're stuck inside during the summer storm, you should grab Laylee and the Impossible Lair and just try to save the bee kingdom. Alright, that's it for my list of my top 5 favorite cozy games that I think are underrated and don't get enough coverage. Let me know if you have any games you think I should try in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you found a game that you like. Keep it cozy, and if you want any more cozier, more wholesome game content, feel free to subscribe. I'm covering indie games as well as retro games on this channel every week. So, thanks for watching, and I will see everybody later.